everyone, welcome to my channel, The Magical Maven. My name is Heather, and today is a reading for the sign of Sagittarius, whether that's your sun, moon, Venus, or rising sign. This is a general reading. I have one card for each of the 12 houses of the zodiac. I also have a card for clarification for each, and I do have a bonus card underneath the Sagittarius card. And just to let you all know, I don't read reversals. I go by intuition. So whatever thoughts come to me, intuitive psychic thoughts come to me, is what I say, even if it sometimes sounds a little weird. But that's how I read the cards. And for each house, I will move the card facing you in the camera once I am focusing on that particular house. And I do have some oracle cards. So I have the tea leaf reading cards and the blessed bee cards to see what your blessing is coming for December 2019, or whenever you come across this reading, as it is timeless. It is a collective reading, so whatever doesn't serve you, whatever isn't applicable, just leave it behind, because with these collective readings, a lot of people are watching and a lot of situations are coming through, so there's no way for me to zero in on each person and each situation. And then also, if you do look at your sun, moon, Venus, and or rising, you could get more of an accurate picture for yourself. And then also one of the sign readings might resonate more for you than maybe the other one. So we're going to jump in, my Sagittarians, whether sun, moon, Venus, or rising. And happy birthday if you are Sagittarius with your birthday in December. I actually have my birthday in December. So, and for those of you Sagittarians who had your birthday in November, happy birthday to you as well. Okay, so your first house of self, we have the 8 of Swords. This mental imprisonment, followed by the 9 of Wands. So what I'm getting from this is that there is some situation in your life, and it could just be overall energy in your life, where you're feeling you don't have all the information yet. It's like you're trying to let a cycle come to the close and start a new beginning, but you don't have all the facts, you don't have all the information, and for some of you might be limiting yourself too, and your perception, because look how, she's chained up, she has her eyes covered. So for some of you, you just don't have everything revealed to you. So some of it is self-imposed. However, some of it might just be a divine timing thing where you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle and you're just waiting for it to align. But you need to surrender, and you're not allowing yourself to surrender. You're kind of keeping yourself caged because you are wondering the how, the ifs, the ands, the whats, the buts, and you need to let that go and just surrender. And as you do that, you're able to receive what is coming in, which is the clarity for yourself. So again, take what resonates. And that might just be an energy you embody, for the upcoming month if you're feeling kind of unsure about things. Not to generalize, but again, this is a collective reading, so you just have to take what applies to your situation. So we have the second house of finances. We have the Ace of Wands followed by the 6 of Cups. So I was hearing plentiful. So for some of you, you have this new beginning in finances, maybe by something you pursued, a pursuit of yours, an endeavor that you embarked upon that could have been from the past. It could have been from a long time, from even a while ago. So whether you decided to, recreate or reconstruct or replan, rephase, I'm getting a lot of that kind of energy. But now you're able to move forward, and this is going to maybe start to bring that money in your pockets. Or maybe for those of you who had this new beginning and new start, it's now you're going to start seeing your fruits of your labor. However, I'm not getting that this is just tied to your finances, because the second house also deals with worth, but worth doesn't just mean financial. So this is also something that is connected to your heart, to your passions, to your desires of what you're wanting to bring in and forth in your life. And if you haven't seen the success of this yet in the physical realm, especially regarding finance, if this is a new creative direction you went, a new project, a new endeavor, a new business, a startup, it's just because it's still needing to get there. But you, as you follow your heart and your guidance and your wisdom, and you're doing what brings you joy and passion, that's going to bring forth this energy even more so. So if anytime you're feeling stuck, just make sure that you're focusing on the positives. Why are you doing this? Because this, you know, you're passionate about this, because this brings you joy, because this is what you're connected to your heart. So just make sure you keep that in mind, because if you've lost that connection to your joy, to your happiness, that could be a block for you getting in the way of things moving forward. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, I'm getting for some of you, like I was getting gain an inch. So some of you might feel like you haven't gained much, or you haven't gained an inch. And I like also that goes kind of back to possibly with this imprisonment. If you're kind of worried about why things haven't manifested yet, again, it could be a divine timing thing, but also you might be blocking that process because now you're worrying about it or wondering about it. And I know easier said than done, but this is just what's coming up. So we have the third house of communication. We have the King of Cups and the High Priestess. So there's someone who might want to, okay, so I was getting someone who might want to convey something to you, or maybe you're wanting someone to convey something to you, but you're not getting the truth out of them, or you're not getting the communication out of them, or the words out of them, the dialect out of them. Like maybe they're not showing you all that they are, and you're wanting, you know, you're like with this High Priestess, it's kind of a mystery to you. You're like, okay, what, you know, you might be sensing something from this person, but you're not getting all the clarity. You're not getting all the answers. You're not getting all the truth. So this is baffling for you. And again, this doesn't have to be, just because it's a king doesn't mean it has to be a man. This could be a woman. I mean, like, we all have feminine and masculine energies. And, you know, we each have a feminine side, we each have a masculine side. And it doesn't matter what body we're in. You know, some of us, you know, some men embody more of a feminine energy, and some women embody more of a masculine energy. It really, and this masculine, the King of Cups, relates to the water signs, and water signs is actually more of a feminine energy. So again, take what resonates. This doesn't have to be a man. It could be, you know, a woman with a masculine energy, or a man with a feminine energy. But it's like you're wanting to get something out of this person, and this communication isn't coming through, or hasn't come through yet, and it's still left unclear, or there's still words left unsaid or unspoken. And I will be doing an extended reading. So certain things that are coming up that aren't clarified by the end of the reading, I will go in deeper within the extended, and the details will be in the description box below. And I'll use the Gilded Tarot, which is this deck here, to kind of go over some things, but also I'll use the Heal Yourself Oracle cards, the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins, Angel Answers, and Romance Angels. So just to let you know, if you do want the extended, there is one going to be available. Okay, so your fourth house of home and family, we have the King of Swords and clarification, Queen of Wands. Okay, so this could be a partnership. So whether this is someone you live with, someone you're married to, and so even though they're not, you know, they could look mismatched because they're, you know, two, you know, it's like the King and Queen of Swords go together, just like the Queen and King of Wands go together. However, fire energy and air energy do actually complement each other. However, sometimes with this energy, there could definitely, when you have fire and air, there's definitely could be this explosion. So whether that's a good explosion or a bad one, however, there might be, with these two counterparts, whether this, you know, this could be something going on within your relationship if you do live with them or are married to them. And I'm getting something about combustible. So, you know, there could be something that gets heated during this month. We'll have to look for more clarity in the extended with this. Okay. I'm not going to pull more now just because the reading kind of goes long as it is. So I'll just go through the extended and kind of go deeper into what isn't clarified. So the fifth house, casual romance, dating, children, creativity. So you had the Ten of Swords clarified by the Six of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, this could be maybe the end of your possible single life or dating life. Meaning, and so even though this looks, you know, like a defeat, however, the swords aren't in his back. They're actually above him. But the tens always are about closure and ending. So like I said, but then you have the Six of Wands behind this. So some of you could be giving up being single, your single life, leaving that behind. And this could be maybe in you're moving in with this person or marrying this person. And it's something you're wanting, but at the same time, there could be some aspect of sadness or leaving something behind because you are closing a chapter. So yeah, first take this if this resonates. So some of you, this could be an ending of this door of being single in your dating life and you're moving in with someone or going to get married to someone, whether you know you're actually engaged or this is something you've talked about that's coming in the future. And for some of you, if with this communication, if this is regarding someone you're trying to get something out of, you know, maybe you've been waiting on this and then this is, you know, coming into fruition. It's just telling you to be patient. And I know that's hard for a Sagittarius to hear. You know, like I said, I'm a Sagittarius myself. So, and for those of you who aren't dating or, you know, this isn't about casual romance. For some of you, if this is regarding a creative project or endeavor, there might have been, okay, so this could be an ending to, okay, I'm hearing something about like a battle scar. Show me your battle scar. So maybe some of you have to relinquish some, I'm getting past fear or past defeat, and you're kind of moving forward with something new. And this also could go back to this Ace of Wands, this new beginning. You know, you've closed, like whatever you were working on, you had to close the door to whatever pain or regret or from the past. And now you're moving forward and you know, maybe found your new beginning, your new hope, your new desire. You know, you decided, okay, I'm not going to give up whatever has happened in the past, whether I was actually defeated or it was just a perceived defeat. I'm, you know, feeling more powerful now. I'm feeling more confident in my journey to progress with what I want to work on. And yeah, I'm hearing the journey is not over. So the 6th house, work, service, routine, health. You had the 6 of Pentacles followed by the Death card. So the Death card is actually about change. So don't fear this one. This comes up in a reading. For those of you who know about tarot, but for those of you who don't, you know, like I haven't really heard. I mean, I do a lot of events, and when I first started doing readings like 14 years ago, for the longest time, I always had at least one person at an event who would tell me, oh, I don't want to get the Death card because I don't want to die. And luckily, I haven't heard that in a long time. So I think more people are more aware these days, knowing that the Death card isn't really about death. However, if for any of you who are watching and you don't know this, you know, again, this is about change. I always say it's regarding how you deal with change. But ultimately, it's, you know, something that is needed. So with this, the 6 of Pentacles, this is actually positive. You know, it's, you know, balance, you know, give and take. So with, and I like how on this, he has this 2 Pentacles and there's these other Pentacles here, but he's not so worried about them. Like he knows life is abundant. So for those of you who've been in work situations where they just didn't serve you anymore, didn't align with you anymore, this is talking about possibly a change in your work environment, yeah, changing jobs possibly, and you finding something that aligns with where you're at now and knowing that it's okay to make that step because life is abundant and you don't have to worry that you won't receive what you're needing. Some of you could be even making even a bigger move in the sense of if you are putting your money possibly into a project, you know, again, like not worrying about will I have enough or not, you know, trusting this change and trusting this process and that you will receive what you need to allow this growth to happen. Yeah, this change is needed for this growth to happen. Okay, the 7th house of partnerships, relationships, marriages. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands and the Three of Cups. Okay, remember how I said some of you might be getting engaged, getting married, moving in with someone? Again, this is coming through. And for some of you, you could just be married and, you know, things are happy this upcoming month. You know, there's a lot of good times and, you know, going out and being social, and it's just, it's a good positive energy. So I think maybe what was coming through here with the fire and air energy was that there was a lot maybe going on. It's, you know, but a positive, you know, like I said, that explosion of fire and air. So maybe both of you are just kind of, okay, I heard something about pushing past something without a delay. So again, you have to take what resonates. But again, this is a good energy. So whether you're already married, you know, you're just, it's showing, you know, happiness, good times. However, you know, this could be about you coming into this, moving in with someone, getting married. And for some of you, this could be a long time coming. Like maybe you've been waiting for something to change in this dynamic. Or maybe this is like planning for down the road. But yeah, this is more romantic based, more, you know, whether it's a committed relationship, you know, whether that's living together, that's getting married. And for some of you, that doesn't mean that it's going to happen in December. For some of you, it could, but some of you could, it just could be about that this is where you're headed. So your 8th house of sex, death, taxes, inheritances, other people's money, occult. We have the 8 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands. Okay, I'm hearing moving out of your safety zone. So for some of you, this, like with the death card that you got in the 6th house of work and routine, this definitely could be about you've studied, you've done your work, and now you're ready to level up. And it's up to you whether you choose to keep going down the current path you're on, or you're choosing to level up is what I'm getting. Because we all have free will choice, right? So even if you get the guided action or want to like leave your job behind and move on to whatever you've been creating, working on, it's up to you whether you take that step, right? So it's like either you keep going the path you're on, or you're going to go down your new path that you have to carve out yourself. And if you have Scorpio in your chart, or you're on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius, you might want to check out that reading, because this card came up in the 1st house, and a message that I got with it, it was a different card. However, it was the King of Pentacles, so Pentacle energy again. I was getting the line in Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. There are 2 paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. And then also I got the Robert Frost poem about there being 2 paths, and that, you know, taking the one less traveled by. So that might be a poem you want to look up. The song Stairway to Heaven, you might want to listen to that line. And again, watch the Scorpio reading possibly, because some of you have this choice to make, and it's up to you. Like, look at him. He's like standing there at a crossroads, like, you know, of like, which path do I want to take? Do I want to keep doing what I'm doing, or do I want to move on from that? Because I'm ready. I'm empowered. I'm feeling ready to level up again is what I'm getting. So the 9th house of travel, education, you have the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Swords is very much being stuck in your head, this worry, this anxiety, insomnia even. And so I'm getting that you're worried about the future. And this is a common Sagittarius problem, because Sagittariuses do look to the future, like, you know, their hopes, their aspirations, what you want to do. And you're just too caught up in how do I do this? How do I do that? The long term. So you need to be more present, because if you were more present and rooted and grounded in the now and taking the steps you need to take at this moment and what you could do each day, you wouldn't feel such a anxiety for everything. So I hope that makes sense. So with this being the 9th house of travel, education, I'm getting more, this is like, you know, the school of life lessons, about getting past, again, like this mental imprisonment, because there's quite a few swords cards on the table, like the 8 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Swords. So definitely, getting out of your head and, relinquishing any anxiety. So a good way to do that is to ground yourself, stay rooted in the now and the present, and knowing that, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? That saying. So, and there might be some things that you are ready to collect. See how she has her basket and there's the ladder and she's ready to, pick some of these pentacles. So some of the fruits of your labor are ready to be, are ripened for the picking. You're ready to, but it's like you might not see them because you're very anxious over the future. You're not in the now. It's like and for some of you can even be focusing on the past. It's just, again, you're not rooted in the current reality, and knowing that you also create your own reality. Okay, so the 10th house, we have the Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So the 10th house, regarding career. Okay, I'm getting for some of you, there could be this breakthrough happening. And this Ace of Cups, again, a new beginning. You have the Ace in your 2nd house of finances. You have the Ace in the 10th house of career. So again, like some of you having new business endeavors, new businesses, new projects, new ideas. And again, this is something that you're not just wanting money for. It's something you are connected to on an emotional level, a heart-centered level, with your passions, your joy, your ambitions. So there might be something, okay, for some of you, I'm getting it about something clicking, meaning that this truth or this communication is going to come to you within your mind. You're going to get some epiphany, and then this is what you're going to move forward with, because once you have this, then you're going to feel like, between mind, heart, body, spirit, you're going to feel like things are linked up, and then you're able to see this new beginning coming and seeing that it's possible. For some of you, this could be an outside source where maybe there might be something given to you or spoken to you, but I'm getting not second guessing yourself. So just making sure that you're not doing that. And also this communication, it doesn't mean in person. It could be like online as well. Okay, for some of you, again, take what resonates. I did get something about overseas too. And I'm getting linked up. I know there's a site called LinkedIn, so I don't know if that's, but I was hearing linked up. So there might be someone you need to be linked up with to get some kind of piece of information. And again, remember I talked about something was coming through where you didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle or all the information. So there might be something where you're linking up with someone or talking with someone to get more clarity on how to move forward or, partner with, but yeah, I was getting linked up. Okay, so your 11th house, friends, acquaintances, groups, dreams, hopes, aspirations. We have the 4 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. Okay, and it's funny because for some reason I started hearing Eye of the Tiger. So again, you might want to listen to that song. You might want to, look up the lyrics. Eye of the Tiger has nothing to do with these cards, but it just came to my mind. So that might be something that, again, that is like a Victoria song. So, but do with it what you will. Okay, so I'm getting this more about your dreams, hopes, aspirations. So you might be holding on to this false sense of belief. And this false sense of belief could be about who you are, what you're capable of. Maybe some false perceptions. But again, it's not meaning like you could demean yourself in a sense. Like you don't give yourself maybe enough credit. I'm hearing something about fighting for a sense of belonging. So that also could resonate maybe with friends, groups, if you don't feel supported on your journey. But yeah, I was getting more so of like, you might be holding on to certain things, but you need to free up yourself, because look how he's clinging to these pentacles. And if he's clinging onto these, his hands he doesn't have a hand open to receive anything, right? So you might be holding on these false ideals, and it's creating this confusion within your head, because, and with the Seven of Cups too, there's all these options. Like, look at all these cups. So some of you might not sure like what one you want, which one to take. But again, like, you would be able to receive this information, this guidance, this intuition, if you kind of let go. You might be too also stuck in your logic, you know, with the stubborn energy. You know, you're too stuck in like the logic or your mind. You're not open to receiving maybe these downloads intuitively of what's right to you, what's to your heart's contentment. So there is some letting go you need to do. Again, this could be past things, and you might feel like really unsure of yourself. Again, you have to take what resonates. It's a collective reading. I know this kind of sounds generalized, but there is definitely something you're needing to let go of that doesn't serve you, to be able to proceed forward with what you're wanting in your life. Okay, I'm getting for some of you too, these are about false friends. And you might be holding on to some of them, but it's like, why? And sometimes it's not even, it doesn't necessarily have to mean false friends. Sometimes it's just like, we're not in alignment with people anymore. And if someone's like a maintenance friend, or it's like someone's an obligation, or someone, it just, or if you're always the one that's like why can't I speak right now? Like, you are taking on the burden for other people, you know, like you're always the giver and everyone else is always the taker. And even though it looks like he's, you know, holding on here and he might be the taker, it's no, like I said, he's not open to receiving, and he might be holding on tightly to what he has because that's all he feels he has. So again, I'm like, so yeah, you'll just have to take what resonates of those scenarios. But yeah, I'm definitely hearing that maybe you need more growth friends. Not obligation friends, if that makes sense. Okay, so your 12th house, the hidden, what's unknown, what you need to be aware of. You have the Hierophant, followed by the Two of Swords. So again, more mental conflict energy, you know, not sure what to do. Oh my God. Okay, so when I first laid out these cards and I saw the Hierophant, it was interesting because I think I got, and I totally wanted to bring up this at the beginning, because when I laid out the cards, I was trying not to get anything. I just wanted to lay them out real quick and then do the reading, because I'll get thoughts that come in real quick, and just as quick as they come in, I'll lose them and I'll forget. So I just need to say what I have to say. And that's sometimes why I stumble on my words, because I'll like, you know, something will come through and I need to say it then. Otherwise I will lose the intuitive thought. And I think what I got was about fast forward to the future. And that's funny because over here, remember what I said about you're too anxious or worried about the future and you're not rooted in the now. So again, you're wanting to, and this has nothing to do about fast forward to the future, but that is exactly what I like got intuitively. And I'm getting that, yeah, there's lessons for you here and the now. So you can't just fast forward. And I mean, who gets to fast forward life anyways? You don't. Okay, so your tea leaf reading cards and your blessed bee of what your blessing is. Oh, and then I do want to go over, the bottom of the deck was Three of Pentacles. So definitely those in creative endeavors, those who are trying to build a business, whatever your craft is, you know, you working hard towards that. So have faith in this, because again, you have these new beginnings, finances, career. Oh, and also I forgot your bonus card. Luckily I remembered. Okay. So underneath we had the Hanged Man, and then the clarification page of cups. And I'm hearing about you don't need anyone to tell you otherwise. So again, you have to take what applies to this. Because the Hanged Man, it's like being in this suspension, being in this, you know, like period of pause. And again, I feel like for some of you, it's like with that message of not anyone needing to tell you anything, this for some of you could definitely be, again, self-limiting. And some of this could be divinely orchestrated, but again, it could be because in waiting until you do what you need to do, learn your lessons that you need to learn, and then things will fall into place. Then the universe will, you know, work, co-create with you. And I'm getting like, yeah, like with this Page of Cups, like getting to your heart center. Like you don't need anyone to tell you. Like you have the answer within yourself. I am getting something about letting go of dead weight. Okay, so I'm going to read, let's see. Oh, we'll do the blessing cards first. So these three came out together. Originally, I intended just for one blessing card for each, but these all three came out, so I felt it was for a reason. So we have a blessing on your family. A blessing on a new venture. I love it how it's, you know, the bow and arrow, the archer. And a blessing of the earth. So yeah, this totally makes sense with what came up, because some of you with this blessing of a family card are settling down, whether that's moving in with someone, getting married, having a family. Again, not everybody needs to get married and have kids. I mean, whatever you know, I mean, if your family is you having animals like depicted with this, you know, unicorn here, and like if that's just you having, you know, pets, whatever, you know, whatever your perfect life is, but this is coming through. And then, yeah, definitely for those of you with new ventures, new projects, something you have your eyes set on. And then with this blessing of the earth, remember what I said about getting grounded, getting rooted in the now. Earth energy is very grounded, you know, and so you do have to ground yourself. Also, I get with the tree, this is about grounding your plans and like things on a firm foundation. So with this new business venture, with this new project, you know, if you're having a family, it's like you are grounding yourself wherever you're wanting to be, what you're wanting to grow in your life, what you want to be long-standing. And again, if you have Scorpio in your chart, or if you're on a cusp, you'll want to check that out, because one of the tea leaf cards that came out for Scorpio was the tree. You know, again, with and seeing this tree in here, and then the tree one, the message was about family. So again, like it's just dual messages if you have both Sagittarius and Scorpio in your chart. Okay, the tea leaf reading cards. So I originally only meant to pick 4, but then again, some extras came out. So the first that came out, we have the owl, good advice from a wise person. And then we had, like underneath, the grasshopper peeked out, situations in the balance that require careful handling. And between that was the butterfly, a change for the better. So I felt it was for a reason. And it's interesting, these are all like, you know, like animals, insects. It's like they all kind of came out almost like spirit guides or animal guides. And the only other sign that had that was Virgo, where, you know, there was, because I mean, there's like, God, I don't know how many cards are in this tea leaf reading set. There's a lot. Here, let me show you real quick. Okay. Like, look how many cards are in these tea leaf reading. So obviously there's only so many animals or insects, and it's just interesting that Virgo and Sagittarius both got a lot that came out regarding. So again, you might want to check out, spirit animals, spirit guides regarding the owl, butterfly, grasshopper. Again, with butterfly change, like with this death card, it's like this process of transformation, that, a caterpillar becoming a butterfly and, seeing this beautiful process. And you don't see, it's just like, and it's funny because I just saw a message earlier today about this, about someone talking about how no one sees the process that like of what becomes the butterfly. You just see the butterfly, and so if you were going through a hard time or you've had hardships, knowing that this is what you're transforming into this beautiful butterfly. And this grasshopper, this about things being in balance and require careful handling. Yeah, it's probably going to be more balanced and, again, rooted to the earth. Because, yeah, there's a lot of swords energy, air energy on the table. So, again, getting back to being rooted and grounded. And then, yes, with the owl. And I'm getting signals from above. So, again, this could be like, spirit trying to signal you, trying to, how you access information or can access information. But also your own inner knowing. We all have the answers that we seek within us. It's just a matter of being able to access it. Then you also have the bowl, plenty of material things. So like I said, like money didn't really look so much like a problem. However, we did have dark man that came out, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. I was trying to get some cards on, who this dark man was. So whether you're a dark man or someone in your life, there were different cards that were coming out, but I was getting different messages. There wasn't a clear one because it was like, I was trying to shuffle and there was a lot of mixed energy. However, something that was coming up, and this is, I think, the reason why there was mixed energy was because there is a message that some of you do need to hear, but it's not for everyone. Some of you, this dark man, you have to be wary of because some of you are regarding your money. Because you do have money coming, you are, embarking on like some kind of new business. You will be gaining from this. However, it's like this person might be feeling like you owe them something, or they feel like they deserve a piece of the pie, or they might be, and it like, if it's not money, it could be like your time, your energy. And this doesn't have to be a man because there's a dark man and a dark woman in the cards. And like I said, like, since it's a collective reading, it's like you have to take what resonates. So even with the king or queen cards, I always say whether this is a man or female. So this doesn't have to be just a man. It could be a man or a woman. Again, it could be a woman with more masculine energy. But it was definitely like there was showing, one of the cards that came out was like, for example, like I said, it wasn't a clear one. There was like different ones that were wanting to maybe show themselves. There was an axe. So there might be someone with an axe to grind. Like I said, for some people, this person might feel like you wronged them in some way. Like maybe if they were someone you had worked with before and maybe, you're like, you stopped working for them or with them and now you're doing your own thing. Or maybe this is someone that, for some of you, they're trying to collect. So again, take what resonates, whether this is actually, money, but this also could be time. This could be energy. And we're going to look at that deeper in the extended reading. Because it's not for everybody. Like I said, you just have to take what resonates. But I'm going to move on to the extended now. So if you'd like to purchase that, the details are in the description box below. Again, I'm going to go in deeper in some of the things that came up that need clarity, as well as do oracle cards from the Heal Yourself, Magical Mermaids and Dolphins, Angel Answers, and Romance Angels. So I thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel, as well as donating. And also I do have my Instagram is The Magical Maven if you'd like to follow me on there. I send you all love and light. Bye.